All right, we back. I'm excited. Today's gonna be a good episode. There's a lot to cover. A lot of fuck shit happening in the world today. I'm excited. Why you got your why you got your... Yo, you really got on the fucking strip club shades. Like, the nigga just sitting in the back with shades on.
Yo, he's definitely wriggled. Now he's trying to get his groove back. He got the backwards cap and everything.
Yeah. Nah, we kept it cool in pre-production. You know what I mean? All right, but the moment of truth, though. The moment of truth. G, what's up?
Can we just record, Brandon?
So you... Okay. All right.
What?
As you can see, guys, we're progressing, or lack thereof. Be sure to check us out, guys. Grassroots Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to hit the notification button to be notified for the latest and the greatest episodes. I'm one of the hosts, as always, Brandon Killabh Hall.
Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm Seth Gecko.
I'm Wilson.
Hold on. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a deep cut. You don't know nothing.
I don't know. Can you inform our viewership who
From Dusk Till Dawn. George Clooney's character.
That was good.
You know nothing about that.
You just looked it up before we came here. And we have a guest today, as always. We have a thing like we always do. Welcome. This is your kingdom, King.
Okay.
This is your kingdom. Introduce yourself. Yeah. Oh yeah. We got to do it. We don't have sound effects because we pour. So
It's all good. It's all good. What's up, y'all? It's Wayno. How y'all doing?
We good. Everybody, liven up. We got a lot of shit to talk about in here, man.
I'm
let's
just trying
go.
to get to the shits. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. All right. So let's go. First off, on a more serious note, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Obviously, his birthday just passed. Wow. Like, I feel like his life flashed before my eyes on his birthday. Like, seeing so many people share so many warm stories about him and how they're still dealing with it and how they're still so affected by just the loss and the void that still has yet to be filled by his departure from this life is very, very powerful. And I guess I wanted to take a minute and just, what do you guys think about it? Like, how are you guys dealing with all of this still to this day?
To this day.
Oh, well, I mean, for myself, like Nipsey, I actually knew him. You know what I mean? Like, I knew him.
Oh, wow.
I got to spend time around him, you know what I mean, different instances. When he first started coming to New York, it was like 2008. That's when I first met him. Okay. Because he was signed to Cinematic, you know what I mean, which I used to be around those guys a lot. And he just was a really, really supportive person. You know what I mean? Anything you wanted to do. If you said, yo, I want to learn how to build windows, he'd be like, yo, I know the dude that build glass. You want me to connect you with him? Like, he just was that type of person. Like, anything you said that you wanted to do, he would either encourage you or try to, like, line you with somebody. So it's like, for me to see it happen, to see that happen to him, I seen him 2 times this year, like the weekend of the Grammys. I seen him at a party, got to chop it up with him, congratulate him in that All-Star weekend in Charlotte. I saw him, and we had some words, like, just always words of encouragement. He said he seen everything I was doing. They used to send me tons of marathon clothing, you know. So I mean, it's still kind of a shock. Every time I see his face, I still can't believe it.
You're still numb a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's like I can't believe it sometimes.
And he's one of those artists that, like, I've never been able to really, like, get to know him. I've run into him and stuff like that. Like, I actually met him at the Charlotte All-Star weekend because I know his DJ VIP. Okay. And so when I met him, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, yo, I feel like I know you, but this is my first time meeting you, but I've heard so many great stories about you that, like, I feel like his loss felt personal for all of us. Even if you didn't really know him, you would hear stories, you would see stuff, and it was deeper. And honestly, for me, I think this is probably one of the deepest deaths in terms of celebrities and artists that really affected me
you, right?
in a sense. Yeah.
I think this is going to be felt for quite some time. I don't think, like, even I know we all know. I think everyone in this room probably knows someone that was connected to Nipsey or someone that was close to him, right? And hearing those stories like that, like people that are still like, I just can't believe it. Like, he was such a kind person. Like, I just still can't believe it. So, not to beat a dead horse, but obviously got to pay respect where respect is garnered. So obviously, there's always shout out to his family. Hold your head. Anybody that's still mourning him, it's cool to go get help. It's okay to go talk to someone, go get your help, get right, and just, I think, carry on his legacy, right?
And the best way to carry on his legacy is to continue what he's doing in terms of helping to provide opportunity, especially within his community, the Black community, and et cetera. So we just got to keep doing that and keep providing, helping the youth and helping where we come from. And I know sometimes that's hard because it's like, especially when you get to a certain level of status, it's sometimes hard to still be in your hometown and not feel comfortable still being in your hometown.
Well, that's the thing about artists, man. It's like when you aspire to be the hometown hero, and then once you become the hometown hero, you become that, and then all these other things happen where you still try to connect with the hometown, but the hometown may not connect with you, and that's when you got to watch people. You got to watch environments and stuff, and I just think. For just all of the stories with Nipsey was just such a good person that he probably never even saw it coming just because he was probably trying to do good for someone. Like, he was just like, oh, okay, well, what can I help you with? And it's unfortunate how it ended up, man. It's terrible. But yeah, so we'll
Oh, no. I wasn't about to say that.
Okay. All right, so yeah, we'll move on. Let's get to the shits. We had a nice little pre-production meeting coming into this episode, so we'll get right into it. So I'm sure you guys all know what's happening in the world of sports and hip-hop as of late. Just came out, Jay-Z signed a deal with the NFL to not only manage the halftime performances, but also handle anything culturally. Now, more news came out that Jay-Z is also going to have part ownership of an NFL team. That team has not been disclosed, but it is something that I guess is on the table for him. So I guess I'll start it up. Let's do an A and B side right now, right? Let's do a little pros and cons. Pros of this, I think. What better person than Hove to be in the forefront to fight this battle? And I guess we'll get into the battle because even Wayno in pre-production we were like, what is the battle at this point? Yeah. So I guess we'll get there. But I mean, what better person than Hove, right? Like, granted, I can see how it looks a little funny in light, but I don't think Hove, at least from my perspective, he's never given us a reason to doubt him in this space of trying to, really, really get some justice and make a change. So I guess let's start there. What do you guys think about the whole shit? Is Hove shady for brokering this deal with NFL and getting teams and all this after aligning with Cap? Because I mean that's the argument. The argument is he can be said to be spearheading the fight, whatever that fight is for Cap, as far as getting the job back and equal rights in the NFL. Do you guys hold him accountable as being air quote shady, I guess?
No, because who said he was ever spearheading that for Cap? Like, I never seen nobody say that. I never seen him say that. I think that, like, what's bugged out is people don't actually know what he is really doing with the NFL. Yeah. And honestly, if you look at the past couple years, Roc Nation never stopped signing NFL players.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I just don't know where this shit starts, where it goes to, and where it ends, because I never heard, like, Kaepernick say, yo, I'm trying to, like, why don't we stop playing for the NFL and let's start our own thing?
Yeah.
If that was something that I'd be like, okay, that's different. Mm-hmm. He was kneeling for social injustice, right? To bring awareness to social injustice. Mm-hmm. And yes, the national anthem, along with many songs created in America, has a lot of negative undertones towards black people, because them shits was made when they was riding on black people's backs, right? Yeah. So I just don't know in the end what people expect from the NFL or Jay-Z or Colin Kaepernick. I understand what he was kneeling for, but what was the end goal? I mean, I feel like it's a dartboard and everybody's throwing darts, but nobody knows what they win by hitting the bullseye.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually a really, really good point. Go ahead. You gonna say something?
I mean, I trust Hove. I just don't trust the NFL, man. At this point.
So that's all right. So that's where I'm at. Like, I think I'm a Hove guy. I'm always gonna be a Hove guy, even and that could be biased, right? But to my point, he's never given us a reason to doubt him. I think. And he even said it during the press conference, right? He made a very, very specific point of saying, hey, you guys know what the issue is. Does everyone in the room know what the issue is? Everyone all acknowledged that they knew what the issue was. And then he went on to say, okay, great. So now what do we do about it?
Right.
Like, we know there's an issue. Great. What am I not supposed to get in bed with the quote-unquote enemy when there's an opportunity that I could get in bed with them and fix it?
How is the NFL an enemy? That's what, like.
How's the NFL going to fix anything? What are you expecting from the NFL?
So this is the thing, and again, I'm just making this up. I'm reading shit too, but from what I've seen people say rather is, okay, Hove and Cap have done all types of things. They've boycotted the halftime show. They've done charity events. They've donated to charities, all around I guess social injustice or social awareness culturally. With all of that said, people do view this as, oh man, Hove sold out and took the bag and sold Colin Kaepernick out. He didn't even communicate to him. Like,
I'm sorry, man.
No, because they have no information. Like, this is what kills me, right? And I say this from my community, black people, we love to pick and choose who we mad at.
King, talk about it.
Travis Scott.
Let's go.
Look, everybody, now, Travis Scott says some ignorant shit about Mike Brown, right? Yeah. I'm certain you shouldn't ask Travis. I'm not saying that like.
No, say it. I know what you're about to say, and I agree with you.
You shouldn't be. You like. I'm
He's
not
looking,
the
person.
He's not the person to give you that type of answer. My thing is this: everybody was on Travis Scott about the Super Bowl, right? Nobody said nothing about Sleepy Brown and Big Boy.
Yeah.
No, not one person. Yeah. These niggas came and did a song from 17 years ago, and nobody cared.
Yo, but on the low, that's when I knew the NFL was hurting.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I was like, damn, y'all
where is the same energy for that? What nobody said. Well, Big Boy, you one of the most biggest cultural influences in hip hop. You one of the most legendary groups. Why are you doing it? Nobody said that.
But the problem is with like not with yours, but with our community is that our not just community. I think it's just social media ties into it. Is that people don't understand you can still support someone and still disagree with what they're doing. Yeah. It's this whole cancel culture thing, which first of all, cancel culture is toxic and. There's no such thing. Yeah. There's no such thing as cancel culture. That's but it's thing. Like people get for like even with Jay when he was saying like we need to get past just kneeling. They're like like that's Travis. He's like no that's not what he's saying. Like did anyone read anything besides the headline? Like there's more to it. And the thing is like we said we don't know the full detail. And Killer Mike brought up he said yo if Jay-Z becomes an owner of a team he can bring Cap in.
Yeah. Well that's the first thing. Once I think it was yesterday when the news came out about the team. Once I saw that it said, "Oh, breaking, Hove has partnership with team." I said, "Oh yeah, he's smart." I said he's smart.
He's not gonna bring in Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick
he's not doing that.
He's not gonna bring him in.
If I'm keeping it a buck, I don't think he's bringing him in.
He's not gonna bring him in.
He's too hot.
He's too hot. The league what? 3 years?
Yeah.
3, 4, going on 4 years? Because he's not going to play this season.
Yeah, but why you hating on his video like you ain't seen him throwing yards?
Everybody looks good in shorts.
He's in shape, fam.
Everybody looks good in shorts.
He's in shape, fam.
And on top of that, did Colin Kaepernick give that money back? Did he give it to victims of social injustice? No, he took that shit straight to J.P. Morgan and Chase.
He should.
Why?
Because number one, I think it's clear he was blackballed in the NFL. No, like
his salary
he doesn't have a job in the NFL. Yeah, compensate me, nigga. Yeah,
he should have kept his money.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not saying give the money back. Okay. Fuck no.
I didn't say give it back. I said give it to those who you're kneeling for.
No. Why not? Because at the end of the day, he's a grown man and he has a family to take care of.
So
I've had to sacrifice. And mind you, I'm sure he hadn't been hurting throughout all this time because he's been thrown.
The Nike deal.
Yeah, like
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's well off. But it's principle. Okay. If I've been fighting this fight, I've been without a job. I'm a capable NFL quarterback. I'm decent. I'll say I'm a decent NFL quarterback. Why? Yeah, I want my money. So I'm not mad at that. But the other thing that people do that I've read is that again, Nessa. His significant other, and no disrespect, but again, they're saying that they feel like there's a disconnect. She went on Twitter and made a bunch of comments saying that there was never a conversation had between Colin and Hove, and also said that they just I don't know.
I think she was right though, because Hove said he might reach out to him.
So
he don't have to,
but he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
I'm sorry, can I interject real quick? And I'm just confused as to when And I like Colin Kaepernick, what he's done is great. I'm not discounting that or nothing. But when was it that he became the person that anything regarding a football, you have to run it past him?
We made him that.
Who's we?
The black
all
community.
of us, the black community.
I didn't.
But this is my problem that I have with that too. So we have more people protesting the NFL for that than CTE.
Well, yeah. I mean,
right?
That's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But look, so I just feel like when it comes to the NFL, right? Like, if we're gonna cancel the NFL, then cancel every little young kid's dreams of going and playing one day. Like, tell them if you're playing football, I don't see people going to Pee Wees and Pop One and saying, "Oh, y'all should stop because we don't want to go to that highest level." Right? I seen this young girl I think she's from Compton. I could be wrong, but I think she's the first person to get put on the special teams for college or something, right? Playing football. She wants to be the first girl to go to the NFL. Now, should everybody go and tell her? No. The NFL is hell. Don't you take your ass. Like, I just don't know what we're fighting for in the end. Like, nobody's never said, all right, that's the goal right here. This is where we going.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of speculation of everything.
It started with the goal of the kneeling, like you said, and injustice.
Right.
And now I don't really know what the fight is outside of maybe justice in the NFL or.
But I can understand. Okay, like in some capacity, I can understand why people are a little bit bothered by the fact that Cap's not involved with this, because it's like this guy has been blackballed and has been gone through, at one point has gone through a lot. I mean, clearly as it's been continue on, opportunities have come for him, right? Mm-hmm. He's still doing his foundation work, his charity work, and everything like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But also, like, in order to change a system, you have to get involved in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at how Kim Kardashian, and I know people may not like him, but she's working with the president who we all know is a piece of trash, and she's getting these people who have gone to jail for things that they shouldn't have gone to jail for, or at least not that long, and getting them out of jail.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a firm believer that you need to have people working on the outside and the inside to change things.
Agreed. Right. I think even with the negative press that Hov is garnering from this, I don't think it's garnered. I feel like let the man work first. We have no idea, and that's what we all do as a society. The moment we see something, oh my, weren't you just with him? Oh no, yeah, nope, you're the ops, and it's like, fam, he ain't even in the office
tell you what
yet.
his plan
He didn't even tell you
was.
what the plan was.
All he did was a press conference.
I just don't. This is what I'm saying. I just don't know what it is because, okay, I know that I was in Atlanta for this Super Bowl weekend. I wasn't there for the Super Bowl. I was there and they handling some business.
Oh, so you the ops too?
People could consider me whatever. But my thing is this, right? It's like, I ain't seen nobody stop throwing Super Bowl parties. Like, it's mad people that support Colin Kaepernick, that they was just having a stripper bowl. They was having all types. So I don't know what it is or what it is. I just think that when it's an easy target, people point their finger at the easy target. Jay is like, we look at his situation as, that's our situation. I don't know what the fuck he said he was gonna go do with them people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Negroes love to complain, but hate to explain.
But listen, I do think that it's important. It is important for us to check each other. But the problem is with our community, when we check each other, it's like we want to instantly cancel, as if people can't learn or grow or improve from you checking them.
Yo.
Well, then, I mean,
Did I trigger something?
Go ahead. So, all right, because I said that I felt like Sebastian Telfair is a bozo.
Don't do that.
No, I'm serious, yo. No, I'm keeping
he was
it.
riding around with a gas-powered machine gun.
Listen. I had this whole thing, because I don't usually argue with people in comments.
Is he from Brooklyn? Where is he from?
Yeah,
he's from Brooklyn.
Coney Island.
But look, this is why I said, because people, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
People start calling me a sellout and all this other shit. Look. It's common sense, fam. If you have a firearm license for Florida, the minute your ass go to Tennessee, it's not valid no more.
Yeah.
So you drove all the way. You knew you had to come back to New York because you broke or whatever the case may be. You drove all the way to New York. You got all these guns in your car. You get pulled over. They search your car, and then people start talking about but he has a family to feed. So he was thinking about his family to feed before he brought them fucking guns to New York.
Which has like one of the strictest gun laws too.
And on top of that, that's why I said, yo, he only got one gun is 3.5 years.
Yeah.
He had a automatic weapon. He could have got 10 to 15.
They could have cooked him.
Yo, they could have cooked him. And it's like, now he's crying that people was like, oh man, that's so bad. So he been making bad decisions when it came to guns. Remember when he was playing for Portland? He had the gun on the plane.
He got the gun on the plane. Like, but that's why I said don't get me started. Don't get me started with
the picking and choosing thing.
Yeah, because like, fam, he epitomizes to me waste of talent. Like, do y'all remember him?
He's on the same cover as LeBron James.
On the same cover. And they were like, the next things.
Sebastian was supposed to be that next guy.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I pivoted crazy, but it's just going back to being accountable and responsible. Like the responsible thing to do would have been like, yo, let me take these guns and turn them into the precinct that they're registered at. Mm-hmm. If I come back to Florida, they're still mine. Going to New York, like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne got more money than Sebastian Telfair. He had to go to Rikers for 9 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but the other thing too is ignorance and also feeling entitlement. Like you got to think about it. There's people out there that come from nothing and get something, and a lot of them don't have ethics. They don't have some sort of value, or even people in their corner to be like, "Hey, yo,
he had something for a long time.
I know.
He might have came from nothing.
I know.
But that nigga had something for a long time. He made a lot of money. He played on mad teams. He could have been playing for the big three. You know how much money you can make outside of playing in the NBA, being a professional basketball player right now?
Overseas too.
All right, but let's put glass on the other foot, or shoe on the other foot rather. Is maybe times got hard. Think about it.
Fam.
For that nigga,
he wasn't running up in banks. He wasn't running up in banks.
Yo, but remember,
Like,
didn't he get caught moving weight before some shit?
For what?
That's what I heard.
Why?
But I don't.
Why?
We don't know.
No, look, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say I'm just saying this.
I'm just saying, times get hard for people.
Times get hard. All I'm saying is why are you riding around with the guns? That's cool. Like it's not like all right, oh man, Sebastian Telfair, he can't pay his rent, so he robbed TD Bank with the gun. Like it's not like that. You just running around with guns in the car, and you in New York City. Are you crazy?
You gotta show niggas you're real.
Yo, imagine if he was like a little teenage white kid.
Yeah.
Riding around with that many guns and shit, that should be horrifying. Because, like, what's he doing with it?
Exactly. All right. It goes both ways in a lot of ways now. Like, I'm just like, yo, it's just a bad move. And then the thing is that nobody wants to talk about being accountable. Nobody wants to say, yo, you know what? Maybe he shouldn't have made that decision.
Because it's not his
And
fault.
also, if he wants to get off hard times, do like Jeffrey Owens did.
Yeah.
Bag some groceries, son. Like, you got to do what you got to do out here.
Yo, but I was talking.
He was rapping.
I was about to say, like,
That's enough.
and that's the one. And if I'm keeping it a buck, there's no way. Like, there's no way. I know we pivoted crazy, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now,
that's my fault. I apologize.
It's still on the lines of accountability.
Yeah, it's still on the lines of accountability, and I'm rolling. My thing is, for somebody like that to have so many opportunities afforded to him with the family, with just being
Strawberry's his cousin.
Yeah, like you coming from a different type of cloth, and for you to go out there and just make silly mistakes, fam. Like they waiting for you to mess up. They waiting.
See, but the thing is, what I don't like is men want to be men for everything but responsibility, right?
Yeah.
When it's time to get drunk, when it's time to fuck with the bitches, or it's trying to do this and that. As soon as you make a mistake, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring life out. I'm growing. No, you're not. You fucking knew better. Because your kids know better. Like, that's the thing. You be hard on your kids. You knew better than to do that, but you don't know better than to do that. Like,
but it's feeling like a god. Think about it. You a millionaire. You untouchable. You can go anywhere in the world. You can have anything you want. You can have anyone you want.
There's no need for me to carry those guns. When I could get big nigga and crazy bitch to handle all my work.
I feel you, but again,
I think he also had a bulletproof vest.
For what?
what was you doing, my G?
He was going.
You wasn't showing the video.
He was going to war.
He was prepared for something.
He trying to let y'all know he real. Y'all ain't respecting him. That's why.
Yeah, listen, jail is full of a lot of real niggas.
Yeah.
Like, everybody I know that's real is in jail.
They in jail. I know a lot of real niggas in there too.
Real.
Rock out. Y'all be real. But
and that's how it really gets. My thing is like, and I'm not saying that nobody is above like making a mistake, because we all make mistakes, but I'm just saying it's like, though, you gotta minimize these shits. Like as you get older, it's like you look crazy. Like you look to yourself, not even to the public eye. Like how do you look in the mirror and say, damn, this is where I'm at?
yeah. Especially after coming where you came from.
I'd be sick.
I was wilding.
Yeah,
I'd be sick.
I know you were. Your shades on.
No, I was never wilding like that, bitch. If you gave me $10 million guaranteed, there's no way I'm going anywhere near guns. Especially if I don't have a license.
You say that, but you know how quickly things move in life?
Not that quick.
Like, let's talk about it. No, things
Okay.
move quick. One day, it's the same way I think about, like, artists, right? Like, an artist could go in and create an amazing record. And they create that amazing fucking record, and you know what I'm talking about. You create this amazing record, you pop off, and now you just have...
You don't know what to do with yourself.
Don't know...
I mean, just keep it 100. Artists are idiots.
Yeah, like, I'm just...
The artists are the worst people.
Son.
No, they're the worst. And I sign artists. I
Yeah, like,
but they're the worst people.
Fam.
No, but they're the worst people. I'm gonna keep it 100 because the thing is, this is the thing. Nothing makes a person feel like they're more intelligent than money.
Yeah.
A person think, oh, you got $10 million, now you smarter than everybody in the room.
Yeah.
No, like you know what I mean. Like you can fucking trip and fall and make $10 million if you're in the right place at the right time.
And that's my point. It only take 1 minute or one instance to change your life, and then the moment you change your life gets changed, that's a lot to happen. Especially if your shit ain't aligned.
The Nazeem at 20, I might accept that. Nazeem at 33 is not making those choices, man.
But also, money reveals people for who they are.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah.
So you may think that, they went on the wrong side. No, they probably were always like that.
It was always.
But then money just opened the door. It's the floodgates.
Yeah.
The biggest thing about money is like not losing perspective of like who you are and what means something to you, because that's the only thing you have. Whether you have, like, I love my family, right? Whether I have money or not, I'm always gonna love them, and it didn't take me money to make them, or for us to have our love. So that's what means the most to me. So that's what I'm closest to.
Yeah.
Like so many people, even if you don't have family, like I just be thinking like, all right, if you have humble beginnings and then you become something, then you should have enough sense. Like you should have enough sense. And like I said, everybody doesn't have common sense.
It's not common.
But like, or you should try to acquire the knowledge and sense, ability to understand that you know where you come from. Don't forget that, so you don't want to be in those same type of predicaments.
Yeah.
Sebastian Telfair's fate is the fate of coming from Coney Island from the start. He could have, for what he just went to jail for, that could have happened 15 years ago. He should have never played basketball.
Yep.
If he was going to make, you know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
here's my question. That's interesting, right? Because you know how people say that your environment makes you and shapes you? Do you think that for certain people, their environment shaped them and made them, and they can't like shed that environment as they ascend to a higher level of success?
you can, but it's hard.
How?
It's a lot. All right, so.
Or why, I should say, rather.
Why is it hard?
Yeah, why?
Because it's like, all right, I was born and raised in the Bronx, but I moved to Harlem when I was 12, right? Where I'm from is nicknamed Convict Alley. It has the most repeat offenders in all of New York City. So majority of people that go to jail in New York City is from my area that come home in 6 months and go back within the next 6 months, right?
Okay.
And that's only a 10 block radius. Very, very, like, not the best place to grow up at.
Yeah.
The thing is what's hard about like shedding that is because it's a mentality. Like I always say, the hood is not a place.
Yeah.
You wanna know why? Because they can take Bed Bath & Beyond, all that shit, they put that shit right in the hood, it turns into a different place, but the people still say the same mentally. Why? Because it's what's in their mind, how they act. I done seen you take a person to Mr. Child's and they be like, yo, they ain't got chicken wings and french fries here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they just don't know, they're not exposed to shit. So the thing is like, it's hard to shed a certain type of mentality when you're not exposed to certain things. You don't have love in your household. It's a lot of different intangibles that go into that. Your zip code determines your education, how you eat, all these different factors. So it is hard, but I think that you still have choices.
Yeah.
Like I have friends that's in life, doing jail for life. I got homies that just came home from doing 17 years, 15 years, 14 years. And we all were on the same playing field, but it's just certain choices that you have to make.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it's definitely possible, but it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
It's really not an easy task.
I think a big part of it, and I don't think people really factor in how much it does play a part, is social media, though.
See, I'm 36 years old. I don't know what it is to grow up in the social media era.
I'm saying now.
Like,
I really feel like social media shapes this generation. Like that shit sets the standard of how they dress, how they move.
It's more than that.
I think it's
it's more than that.
That keep it real bullshit.
What do you mean?
That's detrimental. Like, you got to keep it real. That's what Sebastian Telfair was doing, quote unquote, keeping it real.
Well, yeah.
There's no need to have those guns. You have to piggyback off of what Wayno's saying. You have to learn how to change the people that you hang out with. That's a reflection of you. So if all your friends is slime lords, you're probably a slime lord, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you change the people, or if all my homies are looking to get houses or start businesses, or I'm going to college, or I'm doing something to better my life, then I'm going to want to keep up with them.
Yeah.
If all my friends are striving to be successful in whatever they're doing, I'm going to strive to be with them.
It's just tough to, and I understand that, but it's just tough to strive for something when you come from hopeless places.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I know
hard.
people I've grown up, you know what I'm saying, with people, and I'm successful, and they're not, and that's okay. Yeah. But seeing that they really, like, their environment really got to them. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing to shed, your mom being on drugs, or your pops being on drugs, you having to go out and get it yourself and not having a liaison of sorts for life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, resources and time makes it a lot easier to do that transition. Because think about it, right? We've had conversations about this, even off camera, about not everyone's made for the entrepreneur life because there's so much risks that come with it.
Yeah.
If everyone had basic foundation resources for it, everyone will be turning into an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But because there's that risk and there's this, they may not have the footing. And that's the problem. When people are trying to change, people are stay with the ways that they're comfortable with because they're afraid of the risk or they're afraid of not having a footing if they need to change.
Yeah.
Like if they, like for example, if they had any family and their family are the negative people around them, and then those people leave, then they're gonna feel like, oh, I don't have any support. I don't have my family anymore.
You don't have family.
You know who you're around. I mean, but the thing is like, you also have to figure out what you want for yourself.
Yeah.
Like specifically for myself, I didn't graduate from high school and none of that. You know what I mean? I knew what was stacked against me by my mom telling me, yo, listen, if you don't do this or this doesn't happen for you, like in order for you to just be the bare minimum, you got to work 20 times harder than the person next to you that might have gotten a little bit more than you.
Yeah.
The thing is like within me, I just wanted a bit for myself, and then I had a family, and I'm like, they deserve, you know what I mean? Like, and not materialism, but they deserve to live comfortably. They deserve to not have to worry about the things that I grew up worrying about.
Yeah.
You know, and that was my driving, and that's my driving force every day. You know, like to be able to do something.
Well, I guess let's pivot a little bit. Let's get into your story a little bit. I want to first start about. We'll really start with how did you even get a start? Because again, like you're saying, you're coming from a really really bad place. How the fuck did you make it out?
Man, I mean, it's a lot of different factors, but like my start, well, specifically in music, like my mom was a job developer, right? So she worked for a company called Strive that like it was a company like in the hood where kids, once they're dropping out of high school or young ladies becoming mothers, etc., they're going there to learn like skills in order to walk into an office to present themselves for a job.
Right.
So my mom was teaching me like how to speak, how to conduct myself. By the time I was 13 years old, I know how to shake a man's hand, look him in the eye, speak confidently, etc. So I did with that though. I still was not like confident in myself and started making bad decisions. Okay. What I did was my mom, like I said, my mom warned me about, yo, listen. She used to tell me like, yo, every time she come home from work and police would like do a like have everybody on the block like on the floor and stuff. She used to say her heart would drop because she would think it would be me, and she's like, the last thing I want to see is you doing this. Yeah. And I kind of rebelled because there's a lot of different reasons why, but the way I got my start was my mom ended up getting me a job interview for a mailroom. And the mailroom happened to be in the building where all the record labels at the time were. And that was Rockefeller and Def Jam and Murder Inc. and DMX's Bloodline and Bob Marley's Tough Gong and Universal Music Group as a whole. So at 17 years old, I had got that job working in the mailroom. And the first day I figured out that I was working in a music building, I said, I'm gonna get in music. Like, I mean, I had already wanted to because I seen a movie Backstage, and that, Backstage. Backstage, yo.
Yo, let me. The universe is funny, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all some good shit.
Right.
If y'all not paying attention to just the universe and just what's happening and just signs, I just had this conversation. I gave our executive assistant a homework assignment.
Backstage.
I said, yo, Backstage changed my life.
Changed my life.
It changed my life. And I said, only people that saw that movie will understand, especially being in music and having to work with these people. And it's a life-changing experience seeing that movie. Did you watch that movie? You motherfucker.
Oh, man, yo, listen. I mean, look, when you see that movie and you see where Jay-Z's at today, it's going to blow your mind.
I'm telling you.
Know what I mean? But I seen that movie, and at the time it came out, I was 17 years old. And another thing that happened, my cousin, he was a bodyguard, and he was Jay's bodyguard on that tour. So I seen him. That didn't help me get in music. But I seen him, and I asked my mom, like, yo, that's our cousin Riley. She like, yeah, my cousin was bodyguard, Michael Jackson, all these other people. I had no idea. So just seeing that my cousin was in that space, I was like, a person I identify with is there, maybe I could do it. You know, and I worked in the mailroom for some time, ended up getting fired from the mailroom. You know what I mean?
I hope you wasn't stealing mail.
Nah. I was a box. I was supposed to live somewhere and it got thrown out. It was a very important box.
Okay, so you stole a box.
Nah, man. I couldn't even didn't know what the box was.
No, it's fine. We'll act like that didn't happen.
Nah, but that happened, and then I ended up getting an internship. Well, I didn't get the internship. I asked Sherry Bryan, who she's the president of Rock Nation now. She was J. Damon Biggs' assistant. Okay. So I was like, I think I was 18 at the time, and she was like 16 or 17. And I just asked her, could I come help out every day after I got fired? And she was like, yeah. And then like 5 or 6 months, maybe 7 months after that, I was interning, and then I got an assistant A&R position.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my start. Yeah, that was my start. Yeah.
All right. So let's go back just a little bit. Even delving into music, because out of all careers, why this one? Of course, being in it, you've been doing this for quite some time.
Yeah.
This is a gritty business. This isn't easy. And to stay afloat is even more challenging.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Like, how is it that you're able to still, stay grounded? Because you seem very, very humble. Even we met before at Erin's gaming event, and you've always been very humble.
Yeah. How
do you stay there?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure like all business is gritty. Like I'm pretty sure if like you trying to get into the chicken nugget game, Chick-fil-A gonna have something to say about that. I view all business like, so I ain't gonna front, man. Like it's because it didn't happen for me fast. You know what I mean? Like I was around Jay-Z and Beyonce when I was 20 years old. I'm 36. You know what I mean? I had a lot of like ups and downs, bumps and bruises, and like. Life is a roller coaster. I don't view it as music. I just view it as life, right? Like life is never gonna go straight up. Like you're gonna go up. We all know that we're gonna lose people in our lives. It's different, like tragedy that's gonna strike. And the thing about it is that it's not about tragedy, because we know in order to have good, we need that. It's a balance, but it's just about how you deal with it. So the way I really stay grounded is I know who I am. You know what I mean? Like for a long time when I was a young kid, I did not know who I was. Like I was trying to figure out who I was. I drank all types of shit. I was in gangs. I was in like dropping out of school. I was doing all types of stuff. I tried to be in the street. I was being everybody but myself. Once I figured out that the majority of people I was trying to be around by being in the street or being in gangs, like me, for me, I got comfortable with me. And I didn't care what anybody thought about me other than him, his mama, his sisters, you know what I mean? My family, my father, the people that mean the most to me.
Your tribe.
So it's like, I mean, for the most part, the way I stay grounded is that I understand that this shit could be gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I've had instances where I'm working with this artist and they doing good, and then there's no more. Or I'm working for Rockefeller Records, and him and Dame have a problem. Jay and Dame have a problem, and there's no more Rockefeller Records. And now they rich, but you got to figure out what you got to do for yourself. They ain't your parents. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I it took a lot of time, but I figured out who I was. You know what I mean? I think I know who I am. That's why I stay how I am. I don't even it's not humble to call yourself humble. So I just stay who I am.
I like that.
You know.
So speaking of that, so how have you been able to maneuver the industry talk and the industry life? Like we kind of talk about it with people who aren't in this. It's like there's certain things that are said that are very industry. Like we like to say we are non-industry people in the industry.
Yeah.
So how are you able to maneuver? Because now in a little bit of a sense, it's kind of harder too, because like you don't need the label or you need certain work to build your own platform. You can do it now, but you started off when that wasn't the case. Yeah. You kind of had to like maneuver and be mindful of what you said and who you hung out with and stuff like that.
I mean, you still got to, but like for the most part, like I always say like I wish I would have went to college. You know what I mean? Only for the experience. I'm happy I didn't, because I'd had tons of student loans. But like my college was Rockefeller Records, so I was around Jay-Z from the time I was 18. Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Biggs from the time I was 18 to I was 23 every day. Every single day. Yeah. I learned a lot from them, and most of the stuff that I learned from them didn't click till I was like 28 years old. Yeah. Like I'm just thinking, man, I want more money. Like I want a job. I want to ride in nice cars and all that. I wasn't ready for none of that. Yeah. So like for me, the way I'm able to navigate is I'm a human being. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm a human being. Like my faith, I'm Muslim, you know what I mean? So my faith is a big part of my foundation as to why I have certain morals and ethics. And even with that, my mom, like I'm who my mother raised me to be. You know, so I hold that near and dear to me, and I go home at night. You know what I mean? I go, like, so many people, the problems that they have when you see headlines and all that, you want to know why? Because people get their job done and don't go home. Yeah. They start lingering around and hanging, and then, yo, for real, one person asks, why this person here? And then it becomes something. Like, you know what I mean? And I always, and this is a fucked up way to think about it, but majority of people, I say 80% of the people I'm around on a daily basis will not be at my funeral. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they not that close to me, and I understand that, and I don't look at them as they fake or they just associates. I trust everybody for what I'm supposed to trust them for.
It took me a long time to get to that place.
Yeah,
honestly.
You know? Like so for the most part, I just like I do my own thing. Like I'm comfortable with who I am. Like I really like buying, like I love sneakers. I like playing 2K online. Like, I don't really need a lot of crazy shit. The next thing I'm about to get into, once I get it, I'm start collecting sports cars and some crazy stuff like that. But that's not for me to put it on Instagram. You know what I mean? That's it's for me. Like when I moved out the hood, I didn't put this big post up about my house or when I moved in. I didn't work this hard for everybody else's acknowledgement. I work for mine. You know what I mean? For myself, for me to feel like I'm something.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never been a fan of that either, though. Like the people that make it, and I'm happy that they make it, obviously. But when you can see the change in people, when you can see where it starts to get to them, they start to lose their values. They start to just change, and it's just like, you don't really need to do that. That ain't even you.
Yo, the one thing I will say about myself is you'll never know if I'm broke or if I'm rich. You'll never know.
Facts.
Like, you'll never know because I smile the same way.
You learn that, though. I learned that early on in music. I learned that early on in music is no one should ever really know what's happening with you. You are a walking billboard, whatever your billboard is, and that shit better be on display at all times.
Right.
Facts. That I've come from that club.
Also, I feel like that's a happier life too. I always say a private life is a happy life when you give what you need to give, but everything doesn't need to be on display. Everything doesn't, because especially now with social media, everyone's in your business for everything.
Everything.
And they always feel like they need to give an opinion on something. It's like, no, you don't have to give an opinion on that. Like, that's what I'm asking you. Like,
that's why you gotta find out what's near and dear to you. Like, for me, I'm on TV 4 days a week. You know what I mean? So and that was never my intention. Like, I never like grew up saying I would want to be on a show or I would want to do this. It's something that happened for me. So I acknowledge that, you know, what I do on a daily basis means something to somebody. So, like I said, I go off of people's energy. Like, if you come to me with bullshit, you gonna get some bullshit. You know what I mean? But if you come to me like with humility and you know, just trying to learn, I'll give if kids don't be believing it, I'll spend 10 minutes talking to you if you come at me the right way. Like, me and my son I was just taking him to buy some sneakers and stuff. And like, while we in there, some kid was like, yo, I don't usually do this, but yo, my man rapping all that. I said, brother, I understand that, but I'm trying to spend some time with my son. We shopping. Now is not the time. If you see me another time, maybe, but not today. And he was cool. Some people get irate over that.
I think it's hard for people to be able to distinguish the celebrity versus
accessibility.
Versus the person, and 100% accessibility between Instagram, Twitter, all of these direct to consumer communication platforms. It's easy. So when you see somebody out like, yo, like,
you feel like you know him.
Yeah, and that's the
why
thing.
Check my DM.
Yeah, and I think that's
so crazy about that. I love Kobe Bryant. Like, I don't know too many people love Kobe Bryant. If I seen him right now, I wouldn't say a damn thing.
Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant.
Listen,
I wouldn't say nothing.
You a Laker fan?
Yeah. I am, but not because of LeBron James.
I'm
perspective.
diehard. Yeah, I will die a Laker fan. I'll die a Laker fan.
Not because of LeBron James.
I'm sorry, Wayno. Is everything okay? You're a Knicks fan, right?
Yeah, man. Lakers and the Knicks have the same record for the past 10 years.
Well, not after this year.
10, I don't know about 10 because in 2010 the Lakers won the championship.
And we've won. Yeah, we've actually won. We've won championships in this lifetime.
In this decade.
In this lifetime. So yeah, we got
9 years.
Yeah, but I just wouldn't want, like, unless somebody said it to me, like, yo, this my man Wayno, Kobe, that I went, because I don't want to ruin my perception I have of him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want that.
We talked about that early on. There's so many people that, like, I was talking about with backstage, where you meet these people, and then when you somehow actually have to work with them or have some sort of engagement with them, and you get so disappointed because you're like, fuck, this guy, I looked up to him, he was on this, and then you meet him and it's like, yo, you're a
It's interesting
dick.
though that you brought that up, how you'd rather someone do that, because it shows the different dynamics of, like, a man approaching versus a woman. Like, I always ask my guy friends to introduce me so that there's nothing's misconstrued.
Right.
They're not gonna look at me like a groupie or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, I have to constantly think of that. Be like, okay, I can't go up to this person, even though I have to go and talk to them about something. I'd be like, Brandon, can you please introduce me to this person, so they know from the get go this ain't a life.
Anytime a woman winks at a woman can say hi and a dude takes that as, oh my god, she wants to marry me. Like,
100%.
And that's just how dumb dudes are. And I can say that's a dumb dude.
It is. Like, I know guys like that. Like, hey, oh, she definitely wants me.
She said hi. Like,
It's like, sir, she took your order.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? She asked you if you wanted fries with that, man. Like, it's not that
Why
serious.
you destroy that guy's dream?
I just don't. You know what it is? I just don't be wanting to blur no lines. Like, when it comes to, like, people, and like, but I'm also not like. I'm not afraid, you know what I mean? But I got my heart broken as a kid with a celebrity. So like ever since that, I was like,
can you tell us?
Hell yeah, I can tell you. Mario Ellie, man, that played for the Houston Rockets.
What happened?
Yo, so this when I first started getting into basketball, right?
Yeah.
I might have been like 8 or 9 years old, and I asked the same dumb question every kid says. Are you Mario Ellie? Right? Like he looked at me and was like, nah, right? So I was like, mind you, I got his basketball cards. I done watched a few of the games.
Now you checking.
So the thing is that my little sister dad, right? I was with my little sister dad, and he played ball. He was a big dude. He's 6'9", like he's 6'9", maybe like 270. Like he a real big dude. So I didn't know that my sister dad grew up with him. My step pops, he grew up with him. So I said, yo, is that Mario Ellie? He like, yeah. I was like, he told me he not Mario Ellie. So he's like, yo, Mario. He's like, what's up? He's like, yo, you told my fucking son that you ain't Mario Ellie? He's like, oh, no, man. He was like, no, yo, I ain't no little man. He's like, huh, take a, he's like, yo, he gave me an autograph and all that. And like the first like couple of days, like I had that shit up on my wall. And then one day,
that shit out.
I couldn't, yo, listen, every time I looked at it, I couldn't get past how he treated me. So I just threw it away. Like, even when people do it to me, and I'm not high profile, but people be like, you know who you look like? I'll be like, who I look like? they be like, Wayno. I'll be like, I am Wayno. Like, I mean, it's fun. Like, it's fun. So I don't knock it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had my heart broken early, so I just be cool on shit. Like Michael Jordan walking here right now, he could keep. I ain't gonna say nothing to him. I'm gonna be like, man, I love that dude, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
He's an asshole though.
Yeah, you got Mike alone,
yeah, I heard horror stories about Michael Jordan.
I keep hearing he's an asshole.
He still wears some jeans though.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he's stuck in his ways.
Yeah.
That's his.
Them parachute jeans.
Yeah, it was like that with Michael Jackson. So I'll never forget this shit. And when it was All-Star Weekend, and here I am. This is like my first All-Star Weekend. Like I was hyped. I'm working with Joe at the time. We perform it out there. I'm mad hype. It's lit. And I'm like, yo, that looks like Michael Jackson walking through the lobby.
Who else looks like him?
That's what I'm saying. But you know how I thought I was bugging. You know how you're in you walk in New York or just in Vegas and you see the lookalikes. I thought that's what it was. I said, oh, wow, they got somebody that looks like Michael Jackson here that's going to perform.
Wow.
And then Joe goes, no, you dummy. That's actually Michael Jackson. I said, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
So as I work up the nerve to go say something to Mike, I walk over, and these 3 little Asian guys are standing there, and they just look like, you come over here. You come over here. And I was like, all right, respect. I said, I'll holler at y'all. And it's like.
That's crazy. That happened to me with Christopher Reeves, too.
I can see that.
I seen Christopher Reeves like this when he passed away, right?
Yeah.
But this one, he was like a quadriplegic or whatever, and I had seen him. I was walking to school, and I went to school by like Carnegie Hall, I think, and like they was I guess taking him out the truck and everything, and he's still Superman to me. I don't care, you know what I mean? So I wanted to say something that's like, don't say nothing. But I understand it. Like I know how it goes.
As you get older.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That was my point. Like even though I was still, somewhat older, trying to meet Michael Jackson.
Nigga, that was last year.
It's horrible.
There's a Michael Jackson lookalike in Harlem.
I've seen him.
Bro, you seen a Michael Jackson lookalike in Harlem?
I've seen 2. There's one on.
It's a girl though. People don't know that.
Wait, what?
The Michael Jackson lookalike in Harlem is a girl. I haven't seen her in like maybe 13, 14 years, but it's a girl.
I almost want to find him on Instagram. I found her on Instagram.
Word?
I stumbled on the thing,
stalker.
and I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds weird, right? Like I just happened to find that. But the only reason is because of the popular page. Don't judge me.
Well, no, I have a list of celebrities that I'm gonna curse out. They better hope I'm never famous.
Why?
Oh,
Who's
Lord.
at the top?
Who is at the top? Tommy Davidson.
Why you
Barnell Hills?
That's the most random. That's probably the most random celebrity. Why Tommy Davidson?
Yeah. Why Tommy Davidson out of all people?
All right, so when I was like 12, he was doing a movie called Boxcar Marley in the Bronx. So it was him, Shamar, and Tracy Morgan, and it was the dude who directed.
Hold on, just don't say Shamar like you're on first name basis with him. That's crazy.
That's what he goes by.
I know, but just don't. Yeah, but just call him Shamar Moore. Don't call him Shamar like you're cool.
The dude who directed Half Plenty. So
Okay.
a lot of cats don't know what that movie Half Plenty. So I was an extra. Tracy Morgan was dumb cool. Shamar Moore was dumb cool, and Tommy just played me. He's like, "Yo, get out of here, kid." Like I was trying to talk to him, and what's this big-headed dude from In Too Deep?
Omar
Epps?
No, not Omar Epps. Still
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. It's the only
No,
big head niggas in it.
Pee-wee from He Got Game, the point guard.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name, but I know.
I know you're talking about
Him too. Both the motherfuckers at the top of the list. Then you got Isis Teals. She tried to play. She was a WNBA draft pick.
She dunked on you?
Nah, she asked me for my number. I gave it to her.
Did you?
Don't talk. That's
Hold on.
sending one of those.
How he started making shit up.
Now you want to be that guy. Like, yeah, she tried
No, she definitely beat you 1-on-1. That's why you mad.
That's
She beat you
serious.
Play
1-on-1.
for a date?
I was at Duke.
Loving basketball.
I was at Duke for a track meet. I was at Duke for a track meet. She was getting ready to get drafted, and then she found out I was a freshman, and she hit me with the, "Oh, my sister's calling me. Let me call you back," and never picked up my phone calls again.
How many times did you call?
That night, twice. I called twice.
I got him at 5. He's like, no, I'm not letting this one go.
And the last dude is Eric Gordon from
Eric Gordon?
Eric Gordon?
from PBS.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the ball player.
I don't know that.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a
He's a
ballplayer.
journalist. I was working at Circuit City. I was like, I didn't know. I couldn't picture him.
Circuit City,
Yeah.
wow.
I didn't know where he. I
Showed his
knew
age
him
like
from
crazy.
TV, but I didn't know where I knew him from. So I'm like, excuse. I went up to him real polite. He was shocked. I was like, excuse me, are you on TV? And he looked at me like, yeah, something like that, and kept walking. I said, oh.
I had a horrible experience like
I
that
got
with Tyler
you.
Perry, and then I
Tyler
met him
Perry?
again. I was working at a hotel. I was. Let me be clear. I was the head valet driver there at the time.
Oh, you fancy.
And so I was helping. You help people with bags and shit. So I'd met so many people at the time, and he threw a banquet at our hotel. I'll never forget it. He came in. He had this crazy long ass jacket on. Shit was beautiful, but it was long. I opened the door and I wasn't paying attention. I closed it, and the shit gets stuck a little bit. I was like, I'm so sorry. And the way he spoke to me was crazy. It was crazy. Like it was. Watch what you're doing next time. And I said, nigga, I will take a like I almost lost it. I later met him again, and he was cool. But
Did you bring that up?
I did.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I wanted to snuff you. I
he
told him
told you that was a
And he was like,
$5,000
he was like, why? But that's what it was. He was like, that was the
Come on,
first
man,
thing. That was the first thing he said to me. Was like, yo, you know how much that coke cost?
Right.
I said,
You remember what Pinky said on Friday after next? He said, man, you almost made me spill $200 on this,
Yeah.
on this suit. Nigga.
I said,
You spelled yak on this $200 suit.
I get it now. I saw him though. Yeah, I saw him later on that night, and he was cool. I was like, look, I'm really sorry. He's like, nah, it's all right. He was like, I had a bad day. He was like,
Right.
you know how much that coke cost? I was like, my bad, fam.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have any other bad stories like that though.
That's my list.
I don't think I have anyone. Well, then,
Well,
yeah, no. I mean, I've met celebs when I was younger, and it was just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. My parents, like, for me, like, the people that I was, like, fangirling over, like, there's no way I was going to meet them. Like,
Yeah.
like Spice Girls.
Yeah,
There's no way I was going to
yeah,
meet
yeah,
them. And I'll run to some other celebs. I'm like, I don't really care about you. All right.
So all right, I guess we'll pose this to the room. Is there anyone that is there anyone that you would like to meet though that you haven't met yet that you think you would be nervous to meet, but you know that would be maybe a fruitful conversation that
Jada Pinkett.
Well, I don't want to know why you.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm
He's
curious.
Nasty Nas.
Yeah, just so we're clear, he's
Nas.
Nasty Nas. Nasty Nas is exactly Nasty Nas. He has shades
I
on
gotta
for a
stop. I
reason.
gotta stop.
He is Muslim. He's married, but he
gotta stop
remains
doing
nasty. Can I finish telling
He's
our guests?
reformed.
Yeah,
He's
he's
reformed.
reformed. He's
man.
working on him.
Okay.
So Jada Pinkett for you.
But yeah, I had a crush on her since I was little, man. Since she was
Okay.
Peaches. Since she was in a different world.
Oh, man. Different world.
All right,
The short
Wilson, who you got?
I mean, it would have been Royce.
It's
But I
kind
met-
it's kind
You met
I
Royce.
know.
Royce the 5'9"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Royce
But
is
like even
family.
Royce, like I can't ask nobody for like a picture or nothing like that. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
Brandon.
yeah.
I was like, yo, Brandon, make sure I get a picture with Royce.
He's the biggest Royce the 9 fan ever.
Right.
We did an episode. We went to Detroit and filmed with him or whatever.
Yeah, that's the homie. Royce is mad cool. That's
Royce's
the homie.
family.
Yeah.
Royce's family. Like Royce's family. So yeah, I forgot Royce is yours. Who's yours, Eve?
Oh, I don't know. I would one day just. I want to get nervous, but I just want to like hang because they seem so chill. Rihanna, I just want to
Yeah.
hang on some like.
Yeah.
You light a joint, I'm a drink.
Yeah.
Let's play Mario Kart.
yeah,
That shit would be
let's
wild
just get
lit.
lit. Let's
It
just
would be
get
so
lit.
lit.
Life doobie.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I don't care.
What?
Morgan Freeman for me.
Morgan Freeman.
He seems very wise.
That's why.
But I feel like because he's like
That's
a century old.
That's why. Well,
He looks like Morgan Freeman looks like if you was walking towards him. By the time you get to him, he could tell you your whole life.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You walk up, like I've heard narration every time I look at him.
and that's what it is. I feel like sitting and talking with Morgan Freeman on some homie shit.
Yeah.
I think would probably be amazing, and add any type of mind altering substance of your choice. Man,
man.
listen.
Oh, as he's talking, yo, that
think
would
Morgan
trip me
Freeman's
out.
Morgan Freeman definitely gets high.
He
Yeah,
has
he
to.
probably
I see
does.
that.
I
Morgan
don't
Freeman.
think. Damn.
It would either be him or Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen, I think, is amazing.
Now I would want to meet. I would really want to meet like Robert Downey Jr. Or like Uma Thurman.
Yeah,
Yeah, Uma Thurman.
Yeah, I
'Cause
like
Kill
Uma
Kill
Thurman.
Bill is my favorite
Yeah.
movie of all time.
100%.
She's running around here somewhere in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah, she lives in.
Yeah,
Long
she
Island.
Oh, speaking of, we're gonna talk about that. I actually do want to meet Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole
Okay.
Kidman.
I feel like she's never aged. Do y'all look at that? Like I was looking at, and don't judge me. I was looking at Batman Returns. I think it was.
Yeah.
Batman Forever. Actually,
Batman Forever. That was George Clooney?
George Clooney.
So
no,
bad.
it's Val Kilmer because she.
Val Kilmer, so bad.
It was a horrible movie. Horrible.
Yeah.
Late night. Don't judge me. Nevertheless, I looked at her and then I looked at Big Little Lies and then I looked at the other movie that she's in. Yo, she has not aged.
Nicole Kidman was in Boogie Nights, right?
Yeah, she was in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
She has not.
Nicole Kidman wasn't in Boogie
Yeah,
Nights.
she was so. What
She
are you
was.
talking
She was in
about?
Boogie Nights.
She was so.
Oh, you know who else I would love to meet too? Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would love to meet Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Marky Mark and the
Yeah,
Funky Bunch.
yeah.
I know where era you from.
Yeah.
Right.
She,
Yep. She was
Dang,
in Boogie
Nas.
Nights.
So Nas is like he's like the
movie
keeper
guy?
the keper of the movies and everything oldies.
Nicole
So when we
Kidman was
stump him,
not in Boogie Nights. I have Boogie Nights on my phone.
So who was in it?
Hold on.
Wasn't in it?
Hold on. I don't even care that she's not in it.
Is that
We're not
Heather
gonna
Graham?
skim
What do
off
Heather
the
Graham look
fact
like?
that you have Boogie Nights stored on your phone. You don't even have my number stored on your phone. You have Boogie Nights stored on your phone. What type of fam?
No, that's not. Yo, Nicole Kidman is in that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's Roller Girl. All right, that's Roller Girl.
Hold on.
The other one, the old chick with the red, yeah, with the red hair. So who is that? I'm sorry, and don't take this the wrong way, but all white people look like actors
Oh
to me.
shit, damn.
I'm dead serious. They all look like actors to me.
Cause she look. I thought that was the roller skating chick.
No, that's
That's
Roller
Julianne
Girl.
Moore.
Julianne Moore.
Oh, you're
oh
right.
yeah, that's her.
right.
Yeah,
Goddamn Boogie Nights.
You're right.
Julianne Moore.
Boogie Nights is my
yeah.
movie too. That's one of my favorite movies
I feel
ever.
bad right
Dang.
now.
Yeah,
Sit back, man. Relax.
See,
I got
that's
this
the
movie
problem
today.
with movies. They make everyone seem like the same height, so it doesn't
Yeah.
differentiate.
Well, she looks like.
But she's
Nicole
tall.
Kidman.
Julianne
They look
Moore?
alike.
Yes.
Listen,
With that red
you know who
hair?
looks alike? The dude who plays as Two-Face, right? And
Tommy Lee.
No, not Tommy Lee, not
No,
that Batman.
you're
In
talking about,
Dark
in
Knight.
Dark Knight.
And the dude who plays as the Lannister. He plays as Jamie Lannister. I thought that they was the same people, yo.
They do.
And then somebody was like, they not the same. I didn't even know that Game of Thrones, it was all like new people that never really did shit before in their life. For real. Like nobody on that show ever really did shit.
Yeah.
I thought that they was the same person. I swear I did.
I can see that though. They do.
They look alike, right? They
Yeah.
do look alike though.
Let me see.
They definitely look alike.
Oh yeah.
They look
Okay,
alike,
yeah.
Let me see the other one.
Oh man. Well, I guess what is that? I guess is that a question we're gonna pose to
Hell
the?
yeah.
They look like the same person.
Hell yeah, they look like
They
the
look
same
like the
person.
They really do.
I do this like Serbian, looking Eastern European or some shit.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know.
from Sweden or some shit. Switzerland, one of them.
This was really great. This is a great episode. I'm happy about this.
It was fun. We just can't tell the difference between certain actors and
Yeah,
actresses, but that's okay.
We'll figure it out.
They never can tell the difference about us, so it's all right.
Nicole
Yeah.
Kidman, Nicole Kidman is like 6'4".
She is?
She is tall?
Nah, she's like 5'11".
Nicole Kidman is tall. She's still tall because I've
She's
seen her.
tall, but-
I've seen her next to Keith Urban, and he's just like,
Well, I know she's a tall woman. She looks tall
She's
on.
5'11", yeah.
Yeah. She
yeah,
looks tall.
that's
She has long
tall.
arms, too.
That's
Julianne
taller.
Moore is like what, 5'4"?
5'11" off the top of your head. She's 5'11".
Chris,
Yo,
Chris,
listen,
stop
you
doubting
have to watch.
You know why
You
Nas
know
does
why.
that.
I was
First
about to-
rule of Project Mayhem is you do not ask questions about Project Mayhem.
He knows way too much about height and everything.
Nicole Kidman is not on my list because she just has a big head to me.
She's definitely on your list.
She's
I
definitely
guess,
not on the list.
Yeah, she is.
If you would have said Julia Roberts, yes. Heather Graham, yes.
Well,
Jamie Presley, yes.
January Jones. January Jones.
What?
I know most of these people by face.
Yeah, you know January Jones. Look up January Jones.
I know who she is. She's decent.
All right, for the fans,
Just letting you know, man.
I guess let us know, who your, I guess, celebrity or influencer or whomever you look up to as a kid or even as an adult. Who would this person be that you would be scared to meet with? Or if you could meet them, what would some of those conversations be? Leave a comment in the notes on our page. Always want to thank Wayno for coming on.
Thank you for having me out.
Really,
For real,
really
this
great
was dope.
conversation. Be sure to also follow him. What's your social handle? Yeah, shout it out.
Wayno, Wayno 119. That's on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of them. Wayno 119.
You still use Snapchat?
I just watch it. I don't really use it. I just watch stuff on there.
Some real niggas. Be sure to check us out, Grassroots Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to leave a comment and also hit the notification button to be notified for our latest to the greatest episodes. I guess that's it.
Yeah,
That's it, right? All right. Thanks for joining. I'm Brandon Killabh, y'all.
Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm regular Nas.
I'm Wilson.
I'm Wayno.
Wilson was here.
Yeah, Wilson was here today. I know, right? And we out. Peace.
Yo,
Grassroots.